What is going on YouTube, and welcome back to my channel JoJo Speaks. Thank y'all so much for joining me, this being my review for RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 10 episode 3. So this is the final episode in the first bracket to see who is going on to the semifinals from the first bracket. And I have to say that of course we'll get to the people who made it, but I was really disappointed to see that Olivia Lux did not make it to the semifinals. I'm just going ahead and get that out the way. She's my favorite queen from this particular bracket. However, seeing the competition and the way that it played out, I understand the reason why she didn't make it to the end. But anyways, so when we get back from the previous week's challenge, we see the bottom four girls give out their points to the most valuable queen, and so Aja, she gives her point to Olivia. Olivia gives her point to Deja. Phoenix gives her point to Deja, and Deja gives her point to Olivia. So that means that Aja, Deja, and Olivia are tied with 3 points, whereas Irene, the alien, and Bosco are in the lead at this time. At this time in the competition, and Phoenix only has 1 point. So Aja was a little bit upset with Olivia for not giving her her point, but Olivia, she said, "I wanted this to be on a even playing field. Have give a best opportunity for each one of us to make it into that final three." And I agree with Olivia. Yes, you may have an alliance with Aja, but you also have an alliance with Asia as well, and so you want to make it fair for everyone. So I appreciated that fact that Olivia did that. And I understand why Aja might feel a certain type of way, because if Olivia had given Aja her point, Aja would be in third place by herself, whereas Deja and Olivia will be behind Aja. So I completely understand that. But anyways, we get to the main challenge. The main challenge is a makeover challenge. We're making over female basketball players, which I love this idea because female basketball players aren't always seen as the most feminine creatures on this earth. And so I love the fact that they get a chance to get dragged up. So let's talk about these looks. So I loved Deja's makeover. Deja's makeover was probably one of my favorite makeovers, to be honest. I thought that the transformation was great. I thought that the outfits were beautiful. I agree with Michelle Visage's critique that they didn't look like they were in the same family. I didn't see much family resemblance. However, I thought the makeover was great. Irene the alien. I feel like she had my favorite looks on the runway this week. I loved the whole clown type of deal with the air filter looking skirts and the white face makeup. Like, Irene has been giving us variety on this runway. She's been green, she's been white, she's been a whole bunch of different colors, and just in 3 looks, or three or more looks rather, she's given us so much variety, and I've really appreciated it. Although her partner wasn't too fond, or, really wasn't seeing it for the whole clown type of deal, but they both looked beautiful. I thought that the looks were very, very well realized, and I really enjoyed Irene's makeover. Bosco. Bosco's makeover was decent, I will have to say. It was a little jarring seeing how tall her female basketball player was compared to her, and so therefore the looks really didn't come together necessarily for me. Although I did love Bosco's wig with the green stripe going through it, I loved that. Her makeover was great. I thought that the makeover was awesome to see. So, great job for Bosco. I don't know if I necessarily agree with her being in the top necessarily, but maybe they just like Bosco's look better than the other 3 girls. But anyways, next we have Olivia Lux. So Olivia Lux, I loved her Afro kind of 70s type of vibe with the sparkly dresses with the piano on it and things like that. Like, I really loved Olivia's look. I really loved her transformation, the transformation of her partner. I thought Olivia did great. I thought that probably Olivia was maybe in third place, maybe. I'm guessing that's what I'm assuming to be the case. However, I just loved what Olivia did on the runway. I really loved what she did. Phoenix wanted to do an homage to the moment when she walked into the season 3 workroom with a shortcut flip up, half blonde, half black, and this whole spiky deal with the shoes and all that good stuff. And India Farrow walked in with the same wig and practically the same outfit. Not exactly the same outfit, but practically the same outfit. So Phoenix wanted to do the same type of concept and set, except that the two girls were coming from prison. So they started out in the orange jumpsuit, and they ended up in a black latex type deal. So I thought it was decent. However, the wigs I was not here for. They looked like those wigs you get out the beauty supply store. Yeah, they look like those types of wigs. So yeah, I wasn't the happiest with Phoenix's look, but at the end of the day, I'm so glad that Phoenix is here. Once again, Phoenix was one of my favorite queens from season 3. I just loved her personality and the way that she came off on the show. She felt real authentic and genuine to me, and she seemed like she would be a good friend. You know what I'm saying? So I love Phoenix for that. Then we have Aja. Lastly, Aja. To be honest, I feel like Aja and Phoenix were the bottom two girls this week. Even though Aja did a lot with the song that they had to do, they all had to perform a verse to a song, which I thought all the girls did great. Judging from the choreography and the practicing of the choreography, I wasn't expecting to see much, but the girls did their best, and I thought that the judges gave them a great round of applause because they've never, well, they have had the makeover challenge girls do challenges before, not just the runway, but have to do a sing and dance number. For instance, they did it in All Stars 4. They did it in other seasons as well. But I was really excited that the girls were putting in work like the drag queens do every week on the show. But yeah, I got what Aja was trying to get with the whole pixie type thing and fairies and the wings and things of that nature. But it just looked like real Party City cheap. Like I'm sorry, but wasn't my favorite. But anyways, and so Irene and Bosco are the top two queens. Irene wins the lip sync, and I completely agree with that. I feel like Irene should have won the last lip sync against Bosco, but hey, that's just my opinion. But Irene did great on this Jennifer Hudson track. That I'd heard, I feel like I've heard it once before, but I really don't remember the song necessarily that much. But yeah, I thought Irene did a great job. So Irene and Bosco are obviously going straight to the semifinals. Excuse me. So the bottom four queens have to give away their final MVQ point. And so Olivia gives her point to Aja. Deja gives her point to Olivia. Um, and Aja gives her point to Deja, I believe. And then Phoenix gives her point to Aja, which means that Aja is going to go into the semifinals. So we have Bosco, Irene the Alien, and Aja representing the first bracket in the semifinals. Do you guys agree with this? Were these the three queens that you wanted to go to into the semifinals? If not, who were the queens that you wanted to go into the semifinals? Let me know down in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Press that big red subscribe button. It is free and easy to do. It takes less than a second to mash that thing. So why don't you go ahead and mash it for a brother? Give me a thumbs up on this video. Let me know you're enjoying the content that I'm putting out on my channel. Be sure to press the notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. Last but not least, share JoJo Speaks with all your family, friends, and loved ones. Let everybody know JoJo Speaks is out here in these YouTube streets. I am your host, JoJo Speaks from Faithful Warrior Ministries. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out, y'all.